Hey, welcome guys back to the channel. It's Maverick here, and we are continuing with Kanojo Okarishimasu. So, last episode, fantastic, absolutely amazing. I am being so entertained by this series so far. Like, I really didn't have high hopes going into it from the first episode. It's kind of interesting, the entire concept and whatnot, but as the episodes went on, it's just getting better and better and better. And the introduction of Ruka and what her thing is and how it actually turned this whole series into an actual rom-com, harem rom-com, quite genius. And like I keep on saying, it's the unique dynamic here where everybody is in a sense it's like a complete opposite from normal harem rom-coms, right? For most of those, they're like, I'm hiding like my feelings for you or whatnot, or even if they're out in the open, you got this sort of enemy dynamic between them, right? And here it's present as well, but it's also being layered by the sort of premise of being a rental girlfriend and whatnot. And so it's just I don't know. I just love it, right? You got the ex who is who currently is who looks like she hates Kazuya's guts, but in reality, like I keep on saying, she dated him in the first place, right? So what was up with that? You got Chizuru, who is the current rental girlfriend, the main girl, and she also has feelings for Kazuya. Yet at the same time, she's pushing him and asking him to date other girls and whatnot because that's her job, right? So she's literally being the wing woman for him as well, even though she is one of the girls of the harem. And then of course Ruka, absolutely crazy in what she's trying to do and whatnot. But hey, she's cute, so I guess all is forgivable, right? Anyways, let's see how this dynamic actually plays out. It seems that Ruka is now currently having the official position of girlfriend here. Let's see. How is Kazuya going to treat this situation? I have a feeling he's probably going to be utilizing a lot more tissues in these upcoming episodes. But let's see. Let us see. All right, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Still up. Wow, such a clinging girlfriend. Weekly dates. Right, I remember from the previews, they said this is going to be a Christmas episode, right? That last girl also looks quite cute. She seems like the more timid type. Yeah, this one. Hmm. I do wonder how long this thing with Ruka is going to last. Hello, Mami-chan. Yeah. But even with all the character dynamics and whatnot, like I think I said this even from the very first episode, right? So the biggest thing, like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy watching harem rom-com. But one of my biggest gripes with it is that you normally know by chapter 1, like, who the main girl is and who the main character is going to end up with in the end. The client? No? I've I think there are plenty of girls who do that. See, the difference is if you are really actually if you're actually in love with them, then ooh, nice. If you're actually in love with them, you would actually find this behavior kind of cute instead. Ah, well, there's the tissues. Although it wasn't because of Ruka. Oh well. Ooh. Campus? How are you able to? Yeah, Curry. Touche. Aha. He's getting annoyed. Yeah, she's gonna end up with somehow meeting Kazuya on Christmas. Ah, come on. Let Ruka-chan have a. Because it's easy money. And judging from what we saw in the past, I think it's because she wants to pursue a special type of career in either acting, directing, stage play, something like that. Yeah, you need to get a job. Oh, is that how he's gonna meet the last girl? I don't think this is her client, actually. I think this is her friend. Probably the guy who got her the tickets from a few episodes past. I mean, that certainly is possible. But no, probably not. I mean, this is as cliche as it gets, right? Alright, what's gonna happen? You're gonna tell her? Kazuya, you really have a great imagination. Yeah, Umi. And let me guess, he's gonna bump into Ruka. Why? What kind of betrayal is that? Oh, 0101. The redemption of a 20-year. Yeah, she's definitely interested in the red things, cinematography, or whatnot. Ah. And of course, we gotta have this. Uh... Wait, is this Christmas? Is this Christmas Eve? I think it's Christmas Eve. That's untrue. That is so untrue. Okay, so is this gonna turn him to like Ruka? Come on, hurry up. Get to the point. True. Oh, hmm. Okay, yeah, so she's probably an actor. She wants to be an actor, I'm thinking. So Umi is a talent scout? That doesn't. Yeah, acting. Okay, I'm just waiting for him to bump into Ruka-chan. Yeah, acting. She's actually acting awfully. Ah, idiot. Yeah, I feel like she's taking this much better than I was expecting. Okay, acting school. Yep. Yeah. It's a good thing that Chizuru actually has feelings for him. Alright, honestly, I'm just waiting for Ruka to jump out at any time now. Yeah, it is Christmas after all. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. Merry Christmas. Wait, isn't this actually getting... Isn't this actually... Seriously? Yeah. What a tsundere. Okay, at least he's... I mean, sure, okay, whatever. Look at the cannon. Ah, I seriously thought Ruka was actually gonna come out and, maybe we were gonna have like another Shiruba kind of situation. Ah. Alright. See you guys after this. Well, it seems that, I got some things right, I got some things wrong. So, first of all, in regards to Chizuru and, basically what her entire thing is, pretty much on the money, right? She needed money to pursue her dreams. In this case, it did turn out to be something related with cinematography, although it's just literally being an actress. Which, I guess, really makes sense, considering her current job and whatnot. So, and her looks, right? So, good on her. Although I would have thought that someone who wanted to pursue this wouldn't actually be studying, in literature, right? Typically, for those who do get into the industry, a lot of them actually start out a little bit earlier or get into more professional sort of topics or professional sort of schools. So this leads me to kind of believe that perhaps her family doesn't really support her in pursuing this career path. I mean, otherwise you need to pay extra to enroll in acting school, not to mention it takes out a huge chunk of your time as well. So well, we'll see about that, right? That might turn out into be a plot point later on. Now, the thing that I wasn't expecting though is none of the actual normal harem rom-com kind of situations came out. In fact, this one, you could say it's just normal rom-com, right? Not particularly anything to do with harem. And I think this goes back to a comment that I remember reading many episodes ago. Someone said, hey, they viewed Rento Girlfriend, Kanojo Okarishimasu, not really so much so a harem rom-com, but more just a romance between Chizuru and Kazuya. And I think I can kind of see that now, right? Because even though it was obvious right from episode 1, right from chapter 1, who was going to be the end girl in all this, even if it was a harem, I think throughout, especially now, looking at this episode, it's quite clear that these two are, they basically, they just haven't really said it out loud yet, because one's a tsundere and one's a chicken, right? Although I can't really fault Kazuya for being a chicken, because, it's complicated like that. Love is complicated like that. But, I think definitely we are already at the point where there's really no other considerations being put out, and it's pretty much just watching these two develop in spite of all the challenges facing them, right? I think that is what now in this episode, I think that is what the series is going to be about. And of course there are going to be challenges, right? Ruka is one, and then there's also the fourth girl as well, but it does seem like we're not entering into a situation where Kazuya is going to be pulled towards here, pulled towards there, and being sort of attracted by the other girls and having a hard time making a decision, or I don't know. I think that remains to be seen, right? We still got lots of time to go. I feel like Ruka hasn't really turned on the appeal, turned on her charm yet. And in fact, I would feel kind of bad if Kazuya just simply left her like that for all of this. I'm still waiting to see if it is going to turn into more of a harem kind of situation, which, to be honest, I would actually prefer more to a straight up romance with lots of obstacles in between, right? Because that just gets kind of tedious, and it's like, to hell with it, let these two get together already, right? Whereas with a harem, you can kind of sort of hypnotize yourself to thinking, yeah, there might be some chances of other stuff happening, even though we all know who's the girl in the end, right? So I was totally expecting Ruka to basically jump out and catch them on their date in, well, technically not their date, but seeing them together and then having the idea that they're actually secretly dating and secretly on a date, right? Which, to be fair, could still happen in the next episode, right? Because they're not completely out of this situation yet. So we'll have to see in the next one. As for the rest, I do want to say one thing about Kazuya, though. So, I know it's easy to make fun of him, and I make fun of him as well throughout this entire episode, acting exasperated and whatnot, and although facepalming at some of his decisions. And to be fair, some of his decisions and how can I put it, imagination is quite out there, right? I think more so than any normal person. However, even back to, I think episodes 4 or 5, I think I already mentioned I can't really fault Kazuya's thinking and his behavior because that's actually human nature. surprisingly enough, even with all these sort of outlandish things that happens in this series, which for the most part is in regards to coincidences between Chizuru and Kazuya, and so say for instance living right next to each other, going to the same school, bumping into each other at school, and yada yada yada, right? That's definitely a little bit too much coincidence. However, I have to say that Kazuya's character is very realistic, right? I think you do kind of feel that way, and even though, like for instance, this episode where he was stalking them and he was constantly thinking about the worst sort of scenario, right? Like maybe they're more than just friends, maybe they're actually lovers, boyfriend, girlfriend, and whatnot. If you're in love with someone, that is what you will think of, right? That is completely realistic. So and all the other stuff as well, like even his sort of like ecchi mind, if you will, like pervert mind, and thinking of these girls in all these different kinds of situations, I feel like that is realistic as well. So even though I kind of make fun of him for really having an over imagination and really not knowing to read the situation, read the mood, and read the timing, it's real. I feel like what he is thinking of is definitely real, and it's kind of surprising in a sort of way, because out of all the different rom-coms that I've seen before, out of all the different romances, I feel like this one, even though it's very crude, it's very vulgar, it's actually even more realistic in terms of how the characters act and how they think, more so than a lot of other series that I watch. So good on them for this, for sort of like nailing that sort of situation and that kind of mental attitude, especially with the conditions that Kazuya actually has. And speaking of which, so Umi-kun, right? So I think it's pretty obvious also by the end of this episode, like where Chizuru's heart actually lies. However, I kind of get the feeling, especially seeing Kazuya here, and also a kind of cliche of these kind of series is he definitely is going to have an inferiority complex, right? In regards to Chizuru having, she's pretty, Umi is quite handsome as well, and they both have the same interest. They're working together. In fact, I would venture a guess and say they might be collaborating in a future project as well, perhaps as the male lead, female lead, or something like that. I would bet good money that this situation is going to pop up later on, and Kazuya is going to be jealous of Umi once again, right? It completely fits his personality, and I can't really blame him on that. I think anybody in that sort of situation would also be thinking the same way. So that is still a potential plot point in the future here. At the moment, though, like, the ending of this went completely different from what I expected, especially in the I thought, like, Chizuru was gonna go ballistic over Kazuya, right? Because, let's be honest here, what he did was definitely a little bit, how can I put it? Stalkery-ish is one thing, but also, I think at this point, you kinda already completely expose your true feelings already, right? And I feel like Chizuru knows about this as well. She's just choosing not to acknowledge it right now because of being a tsundere, right? So, and yet her acting that way, right? Acting all flustered and whatnot, and then also acting kind of embarrassed to give that gift to him, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I think it's really, there's no question about it that her feelings towards Kazuya has grown more and more only as time went on, and probably she also feels just a little bit, a tinge of jealousy due to the entire Ruka situation as well. So yeah, I think this series might evolve into basically a case where we already know everything about the male and female leads and their feelings for each other, and it's simply a case of overcoming all the other obstacles in order to get these two together, which, I don't know, as long as they keep it fun. I'll have to wait and see, but I do hope that we do have some cute girls here as well, properly develop their characters, and don't toy with their feelings, right? If how can I put it this way? Anyways, I just hope that they still get a fair shot at everything instead of this already being over before it's even started, right? Even though it is over before it even started, but you guys get what I mean. I just want to see the actual development here, so we can actually have one of the alternative girls to kind of back, right? Instead of right now where it's like you really shouldn't hedge your bets or even put support behind him at all, because it's quite obvious where Kazuya's heart actually lies, right? So anyways, that's it for episode 8 of Kanojo Okarishimasu. Hope you guys enjoyed this. See you guys next week as well, and stay tuned. Bye bye.